Everyone, and welcome to the three-part series here, number tray of the hip mobility series, hip femur. We're going to start now in the standing position. So for those that maybe might have a tough time with balance, or your muscles are severely tight and crampy and aren't used to this kind of balance work, it is completely okay to hold a wall, or in this case, I'm going to hold a dowel rod or whatever is available for you to feel comfortable standing and be able to focus on the exercise. So always don't be afraid to use this, and also don't be afraid to challenge yourself from time to time, or as you get more familiar, challenge yourself by removing it, or you may challenge yourself by starting with no dowel rod and then moving into the dowel rod, or vice versa. Getting a bit of confidence with the movement a little bit, right, with the exercises, and then maybe halfway through you ditch the dowel rod and you try your best to finish without it. And if you need it still, take it. There's no sense in falling over all the time trying to accomplish these exercises. Of course, balance is a part of this, and you may fall over, but if you're finding you're falling over continuously, chuck your ego out the window and grab a wall or some sort of device to keep you stable. So without further ado, let's do this. So first exercise we're going to do here is just a hip rotation on the rooted leg. So with this leg that I'm standing on without the dowel rod, is I'm going to rotate my body, rotating from the down leg, and I can put my foot down, get a nice stretch, lift, and then opening up, place down, lift, rotating the best that I can, keeping my legs straight, place down, and open up. And you'll notice I'm just tiptoeing with my foot. Actually, I'll remove this. It'll be easy for you. I'm just tiptoeing. So if I do feel like I'm losing my balance, just a little toe, lift off, and then continue back. Again, you'll do both sides. You may find one side to be a little harder than the other. This is completely natural and normal. I always say to people, do you expect to write as well as you do with your dominant hand, with your opposite hand? Of course not, right? The same thing goes here. We have dominant legs, dominant, positions, so on and so forth. So don't beat yourself over if one side's worse than the other. Next exercise we're going to do, so once we've done the rotations, we're just going to stand still, and you're just going to do femoral rotation. So the same thing that you did seated, but we're going to do it standing. Now you don't have to lift your leg too high, but if you do want a bit more of a challenge, you can definitely keep the leg up a little higher. So breathing in, breathing out. Again, 3 there, 3 here. Really opening and closing the femur. Do not rush. So it should be like this. Because what's going to end up happening is you're not going to spend enough time, and you're not going to be working on fully rotating that femur back and forth because you're in pain and you just want to get it over with. Again, in that instance, I would go to a dowel rod where I can feel more comfortable and I can slow down the exercise more. Alright, so once you've done it from the front, then you're going to switch and you're going to actually do it from the side. So you're going to open and close best that you can. Try not to rotate the body too much. Just open and close that leg. Again, on both sides. Once we've done that, we're going to come up here. We're going to rotate in. So we're going to try to bring the ankle up towards the sky without dropping the knee. So once we've got the knee to a certain point, I want to try to keep the height of that knee. So up, and then out. Alright, again, both sides. Here, rotating up, rotating out. And again, be careful of this hip, not to rotate too much. Really just try to get it from the femur. So maybe putting a hand on there can help make you realize if you're basically hiking that hip or not. Alright, so we've got the bent leg in there. Next, what we're going to do is just flexion and extension. So we're going to bring the knee up, and we've got to really make sure that this leg stays straight. So if I bring the knee up and I start bending this knee, it's no good. What we want to make sure is that this leg stays straight. We pull the knee up as high as we can, And then keeping the bent leg, we shoot it back behind us. Try not to make a change in our lower back. Want to keep it nice and flat. So maybe you put a hand there to make sure. Keeping this leg straight, breathing in, breathing out, and reaching back. Again, of course, both sides to be done. Keeping that bottom leg straight. So up and down. Next, what you're going to do is keeping this position. You're just going to open this leg and drop. So bringing the knees together. Keeping this ankle, if you can, try to keep it in line. So don't let it veer off this way. Open with the ankle and the knee joint. Woo. And back down. Open, the ankle and the knee, and down. All right. Now do try to keep the alignment straight. What I mean by that is don't bring the knee up this way. Try to keep it somewhat in line with the hip joint, right? Don't bring it too far forward or too far back when lifting the hip. Next one after that, you're going to go into, I'll show you from this side first. So bring the knee up, keeping the hip square. You're just going to rotate open and pulling back in, even across the body. Opening with the ankle as well as the knee, leading with the knee, but following with the ankle. And in both sides, cross, open, pulling across as well. All right, both sides. By now you're probably feeling these hips pretty good. That's a good thing. Next is you're going to finish it off with rotations. So the knee's going to come up, you're going to come out to the side, you're going to drop the knee down, bring it back and up. So breathing in. Breathing in. Okay, now in terms of hands and stuff, right now you'll notice I have different positions. Once I get more comfortable with this, I may go into a prayer position, or I may just go an open arm while I balance. Right, so do understand where your body is when you're doing these things. I think that's a very important thing to know. So guys, that's the finish. Again, both sides, always following your breathing, finding your breath, controlling, not getting stressed, not getting built up tension in your neck. And if you're feeling any of that, just simply take a small break. Oof. Okay, I noticed. Yeah, good thing I noticed, right? I think that's a bigger thing than, it's a double-edged sword. You notice it and you want to beat yourself up over it, but had you not noticed it, it could have manifested into a really bad headache or a more and more stressed body. So the fact that you have this newfound awareness is actually a blessing. And we just have to learn not to let it get to our heads, and we just have to notice it and be like, oh, thank you for allowing me to see that, so that I can make that change and continue to make that change throughout the program, throughout your life, and becoming more aware. So guys, we'll see you in the knee and ankle series to finish up the meditative mobility series. Thank you.